Okay. DGP 74. Arsenal 3. Nottingham Forest 0. Steven, my co-host. Say hi to the people, dude.
Howdy. Good day here in the district. We're hitting you on a Sunday evening, so it's pretty nice. I myself am in DC. And where you at, KP?
Dude, I am out here in Miami. I'm actually recording in the backyard, so hopefully I can silence some of these cricket noises, not to bother anyone. Apologies for the sound today if it goes a little iffy. It's been fun, man. The weather's pretty nice. I saw a little snow hit the district. Am I right?
Ooh, yo, it's been cold. The heater had to be turned on this weekend. It has actually been really chilly. There was a little snow, a little flurry falling on Friday, little flurries. What is the temp in Miami right now? It looks like you're wearing a short sleeve shirt.
Dude, yesterday was actually a little bit chilly, man. Had to break out the jacket. But today, the high was 80, I think. Right now, it's like 70, 73. So it's definitely sit outside and record weather, bro.
Yeah, that's class. That is absolute class. I think, yeah, we're fully into winter now, bro. We're fully in.
Yeah, sorry, I had to leave you with the snow, dude. But you're not the only one who turned the heat on, man. Before we get into the Arsenal game, I got to give a big shout out to Kung Fu Kenny.
Woo-wee!
What an album drop, dude. Have you listened to it?
GXN. I actually haven't finished it. I've been running around quite a bit this weekend. I'm trying to, I got to set the mood by myself, get the headphones on. That's the right way to listen to it. So no, I haven't listened to a few, but the hot drop, the community, everyone stop what you're doing kind of situation. Love it.
It's been cool, dude. I told you earlier this year when the battle was going on, that was the first time that I sort of restarted watching YouTube reactions. And again, dude, I've been crushing some reactions online, dude. They're so fun, man. I love seeing people react. He is so talented. I'm excited for you to get through the album, dude.
What's your hot one right now? What's your go-to?
TV Off. TV Off is banging, dude.
I've heard he's got like some of the mariachi music and stuff on it, so like that's pretty slick. I'm excited.
It's really nice, dude. There's some nice old school samples in there, and yeah, it's brilliant. I hope everyone out there also maybe gives it a listen if you're into that kind of stuff. But let's chat about the Arsenal, man. We saw the lineup come out. I saw a lot of panic on my timeline, a lot of shock. What's Mikel doing? A lot of the same people who asking for a change. They're like, why are we changing things?
I was hype about it. You had texted me. It sounded like you were hype about it. You were actually, what's funny about this one, we had brought up Gabriel Jesus. I was on one side of the fence and you were on the side of the fence of give him minutes. I can't say that he's not good if he's not getting any minutes. I can't say he deserves to leave in January. Give the minute. He gave him 90. So that was cool. Left wing change for Trossard. To me, that was the big one. Sticks. Mr. Martinelli Hive. I don't know if you're quiet, you're loud. I think we'll have to get into that one. That was a big decision right there, honestly.
It was super interesting, right? I think absolutely, dude. For about a month and a half now, I've been calling for Jesus to get more time. I was excited for him to get that chance. I just feel like he's got to also show us something, man. He has to show the manager something today. That was my mentality going into it. And at the same time, I felt like maybe in a way he went with experience. Some of the rotation that he has, Jesus, Trossard, Jorginho, Marino.
Yeah.
I mean, these are old, battle-tested guys, and he's maybe thinking, I need a win. Some of these dogs are about to come in. I feel like this isn't the first time that we've been going through a bit of a slump, and he relies on Jorginho. That's interesting.
That is very interesting. Very interesting. And I think after the end of the first half, I texted you like, where's this been? Like Jake 20, he had that nice little yellow card. Shout out to him for that. But he really played well. Like there was not a moment where he was getting beat. Like his slowness, his physicality really affected him. He got the yellow card, which is perfect. But for me, 45 minutes of just pinging the ball around. I mean, I guess on one hand you can say that, but on the other hand, guess who was back? The captain. You're talking about getting experience back in the team. Bro, the captain is back. And like the show had just like absolutely turned on.
It was really incredible, dude. I think almost just about 20 minutes into the game, I thought, like, we're playing Arsenal football today, man. Where's this been at all season? And then I remember well, it's been hurt or it's been sitting on the bench.
That was like back to basics. That was classic. You had mentioned like 2 weeks ago, like our best performance being PSG. I know we're skipping ahead of a lot, but like this was, I mean, almost like within the first 30 minutes, it was like, this is it. This is how we were supposed to be playing, right? Like this is the performance. So yeah, I think you're spot on.
It did feel like the domination of that first half, dude. It just felt like, wow, we are absolutely superior on the pitch today, dude. It was really nice, man. I mean, when I think back to the first half, even the fact that we scored in the first 5 minutes, it was disallowed. But we got a goal within the first 5 minutes, Steven. I was like, this is it, man. This is the Arsenal I've been waiting for.
That was a tight call. That was really tight. Honestly, wasn't sure if they called it on the field. Maybe it's one of those where it was so tight that you kind of go with that. I mean, it's offsides. They never showed the line. So are we here, there? I don't know. Show me the lines.
It was weird that they didn't draw up the lines, dude. I agree with you.
We gotta get over that. Got to get better than that. Show us the real thing. Call up the Champions League and get that technology here in this league. But yeah, 30 minutes in, first 45 minutes, easily the best half we've played this season, right? Easily.
Yeah, that's interesting. I actually got in a bit of an back and forth with an Arsenal fan online. I recently started an account on Blue Sky for District Gooner Pod. So if you're not following us on Blue Sky, you can do so. We are at 2DC Gooners. So get involved, get engaged with the conversation. But someone was saying the same thing after the game. We posted online about that this was the best performance. I still felt like PSG is my benchmark of the best performance of this season, which is also incredible to think we didn't even have Odegaard that day to play PSG. But I just feel like PSG is a little higher caliber team than Nottingham Forest, and we got the clean sheet that day. I just felt like it was a very professional game for me. So I'm still relying on that. But as far as like Arsenal football, yeah, I definitely felt like the 2-touch play was just top, dude. There's that one sequence where it's like Jorginho, Saka, Odegaard, Jorginho, Jesus, Odegaard. It's nice. It didn't come to anything, but it was nice, dude.
It was back to vintage stuff, and that's fair enough if you want to put PSG as the best performance. Maybe I'm riding the wave right now. First time we've seen it. To be honest, I want to say this is the first time we've seen it this season. I mean, Nottingham Forest sitting in 5th place, 3-0, 1 goal in the first half, but we had numerous chances. I mean, we absolutely battered these dudes, right? Like, I think it was if you look back at the season, maybe at the end, if we come up with a trophy, like this is a game you look back to, like, man, this got us back on track. I don't want to get ahead of our skis, as we like to say here, but like this was the type of game where it seemed like we are getting back on track, and we like to say getting on the train. Like the track has been laid now, and the train is now hitting that choo choo. It could be, man.
It could be, dude. I mean, I'm looking at the stats, dude, from the game, and Arsenal had 19 shot attempts. That was 2x of what Nottingham Forest had. We had 7 shots on target. Nottingham Forest had 0 shots on target, dude. We've been talking about who's bailing out the defense. The defense said, fuck it, bro. They're not getting a shot on target. We got to bail ourselves out.
Did you call a clean sheet last episode?
Clean sheet, dude.
I think you did. My co-host.
Yes, sir. I was feeling a 2-0, to be honest with you. We didn't give scores, but I am happy that we got the clean sheet. It's super important. I also did feel like when the lineup came out, Mikel's got an eye on Sporting. That's going to be a real big game midweek. But let's chat about this game a little bit more, dude. Obviously, Bukayo Saka with the goal 15 minutes into the game. An emphatic finish, dude. You remember there was a period last season where we just felt like the balls were like limping past the line, and we were like, dude, I want to see the net like shake a little bit. Yeah. And this had that feeling to it.
He said, I'll do it myself. We had quite a few chances before that, just because it wasn't going in. He said, nah, I'll do this myself. Marino's standing right out wide too, wide open in that space. He's asking for the ball. Saka said, nah, I got this. Everybody stand there. Just watch. It's happening. Starboy.
It was so nice, dude. And I saw that the in-stadium announcer did something to like start his chant. So that was also cool. I did feel like the Emirates atmosphere was really up for it on Saturday. So I enjoyed that as well. Anything that grabbed your eye in the first half? I want to say I'm really happy with the manager's choice to make us up at halftime. I did feel like that was important. But the one thing that was weird about the first half was all the yellow cards we got.
Yeah, that's the only thing to touch on in the first half. But I think leading into halftime is kind of a perfect segue. I had taken a screenshot during the game, and I believe there was 3 fouls and like 2 yellow cards. Excuse me, there was 4 fouls, 3 yellow cards to Arsenal, and this is the 45th minute. We had committed 4 fouls in the half and got 3 yellow cards, and Nottingham Forest had 5 fouls. It was kind of very ticky-tack. That Jesus one really comes to mind for me, where he's just looking one way, going to play the ball, and his studs land on. There's no malicious attempt. That's not a tackle, right? I don't know why that's a yellow card. That's not a challenge. Like, that's just, sure, it's a foul, and that's fine, give it. But one of those things that's like very ticky-tack. It felt like he was looking for a reason, wasn't it? I don't want to like start anything, but like it looked like he was looking for a reason.
It was weird, dude. Even one of the fouls that Jorginho got called on, he got the ball like totally clean. That was super weird. Yes. And then the Jesus one, I agree with you. Just like logically, that made no sense. And I'm glad the commentary actually called it out, and I was happy with that. But this is the league that we have. This is the officiating that we have. And honestly, it's sad. I think it's sad that going into halftime, as a supporter, my only thought is we need to make a sub for one of our yellows. That was my only thought. I was like, I really want the manager to make a change. Either bring Kai Havertz on for Jesus or bring TP5 on for Jorginho. I felt like that going into half. And I shouldn't feel like that as a fan, because I'm just like scared that my team's I'm getting set up for a red card. That's not nice, dude.
We've seen it happen, right? We've seen it happen. So the feelings they're valid. You've been gaslit into making yourself feel this way, because we've seen it. Some silly reds this season. So that third yellow card was to Saka on the raised boot to almost Yates' head. He didn't connect, but he barges in, lowering his head, and I don't know how that's yellow either. But to your point, so you got Jorginho, you got Jesus. I kind of felt the same thing. It's a 1-0 game. It had a potential of, for some reason, Forest are going to nick one to become it. You know, it had that potential to it. I guess they off a break. They had that dude up top that scored on us. He's had luck against us. Awonyi. He scored on us a few times, so like I can see a counterattack, right? Who we gonna sub? J20. I love the move, and that's your one to watch. So touch on it, man.
I had 100% confidence that Declan Rice would not play, and I just knew it's time to bring on my dog, dude. TP fucking 5, dude. For starters, it was a rainy day, so to ask Jorginho to go 90 minutes, that's a tall ask already, right? And he's on a yellow. It's raining out there. Elanga is on the right wing. I don't love that. So bring on TP5. And within, 5 minutes? It was like 51st minute or something like that, dude. Another banger, dude. 2 goals from him this season that have just been game killers.
You're right, 52nd minute. I mean, I loved it. So Saka looks up, hits that pass to him. And to me, it's like the only thing that probably is on his mind, right? I think he does take a look to the left, but it's like that's in his pocket, right? That's his pocket where he scores his goals at. It wasn't first time. He loves the first time hit, but had the whip on it. Like that, they had that certain angle. You see that whip? Oof, like that was nasty. Good for that dude.
It's been a real joy to watch him perform this season. I mean, when I said one to watch 4 months ago, I just felt like, he was an absolute scapegoat. And with the new signing that we had, this 3 in the middle, he was always going to be the one to kind of picked on. But he has just kept his stride, dude. And that's super encouraging. Hopefully he stays fit. And I want to talk about Mikel Merino, his partner in the middle. Ooh. I feel like after this game, there's been a few people who've singled him out as someone who's very droppable. Again, the performance, I didn't think he did anything wrong. That's kind of his performance. And maybe that is why we signed him, a 28-year-old center mid who's just here to put in that 6 or 7 or 8 rating. Like sometimes that's all you need, right? I've seen some of the talk as well. I think it's kind of an interesting take. I've seen people really dogging on him too. Part of the issue why I think people are coming to these conclusions is there's a lot of, whether they're fouls or not, they're not being called. It looks like he's diving, like he's on the floor a lot. I will say that. I don't necessarily think he's diving because they might be fouls. They never really get reviewed. But he's on the floor a lot after challenges, looking at the ref with his hands up. It happened like 3 times, maybe 4 times, especially in the first half. And I don't think fans like that. Like when you're not getting the calls, when it's not happening for you, like it's not a good look. But in my opinion, I agree with you. I think he put it in a 6-7. It wasn't bad. Compared to the last game when he was really driving us up the field, it wasn't as good as that, but I can't think of any mistakes that he made. Right? So to me, it's a solid performance. Yeah. And I also have to give him credit for being able to play with a Declan Rice at 6, a TP5 at 6, a J20 at 6. I think that shows his quality a little bit too, and what he's capable of, because maybe in the past you felt like, I think back to just Xhaka. Even with Xhaka, you just knew he needed a particular player to help him. This guy, not so much. He knows his job. He's definitely a threat on free kicks and corners, dude. I mean, that goal that got called back because of the offside, the header was a nice header still. Yeah. Like he hits those, dude. He's got a good technique. So I think there's still a lot to come from him, but hey, nothing wrong to call out.
Yeah. What do you think his expectations were at the beginning of the season? Maybe the issue is the expectations are too high for him. What are your expectations from him?
Yeah, so my expectations when we signed him, it was always that he would still be on the bench, because I felt like it should be Rice, TP5, and Odegaard. But maybe he's suffering from a lot of fans early on already putting him into the starting lineup. A lot of people were doing that. A lot of people keep doing that. And maybe a lot of those people never even watched him at Real Sociedad. Like, I don't know, right? If they followed Mikel Merino like that to be calling for him to be a starter immediately. But I know what I got in TP5 and Declan Rice, so I'm still going to stick with that. But I think he's suffering from that a little bit, dude.
That's fair. To me, that's part of the issue. I think the expectations are so high for him, and I don't understand that. My expectations aren't super high. I thought he'd be a starter some games on the bench, kind of a rotation in that midfield, like able to start and raising the floor player compared to last season. I think people like compare it to like the Xhaka thing. Was Xhaka a star in our team? No. And that last season that he played under us, he wasn't a star in the team. He had a low amount of touches, but he could progress the ball, support, defend. Like, he was a solid player. Marino's performance was solid. Like, maybe that is the expectation. That's the level, huh?
Wow. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think we're totally in line on that. And the fan base just has to chill out, dude. Honestly. Like, this is the thing we've been saying for a little while now. Just wait. Like, the train is boarding. Here we go. Game 1 out of the way. Like, we have to stay more positive as fans. Like, somebody got to do it, dude.
Yeah, and let's throw a positive from the game, a huge one. We hit your one to watch. My one to watch on the outside back. Urian Timber, right back. Great performance. Ben White out now it's going to be out for a few months. Timber, I mean, that's my dude. I thought he played excellent. But then you got Calafiore on the left. I mean, it's so good to see him back on the field, man. The hair is flowing, the Italian stallion.
He is so fun, dude. There's one play about him that I remember in particular. They like played a ball over the top, I think, and he shielded their player and Raya picked it up. And I just saw him like fist pumping and going at the fans. Like, this guy is fucking up for it, dude.
That combo really hits. For some reason to me, like, man, Odegaard back. J20 was balling. Like, Trossard's doing well. Saka's obviously doing his thing. But those outside backs just seem to be supporting everything. They're involved in so much. Both of them. Whether the ball's on the right side of the field and Calafiore's like basically playing in a 6 position, like showing. On the other side of the field, Urian Timber's making weird runs, like through the middle of the field. Like, they are very involved, and I'm willing to ride this out for a while, like ride it through December.
Yeah, it's really cool, dude. There was 1 or 2 moments where I noticed Timber like giving instructions to Saliba, like, "Now, bro, get out here." Like, that's the level of player that maybe we haven't had in a while. Someone who's willing to have those conversations with your Rolls Royce, like, "Hey, big man, I'm in the middle now. I'm going to need you to hop outside, okay?"
Yeah, those new relationships, like, this is how I flow out here. This is how I expect to support Saka, support Odegaard. And you had mentioned that play where it was like those one pass touches, balls in the air. Like, he was a part of that. He had a few moments on that right side with those dudes really clicking, sending balls in, making runs to the end line. Like, it is going to be fun to watch, and I'm really glad both of them are back. To me, I think there's a good chemistry. I know they play on opposite sides of the field, but our team has a really good chemistry with them.
Yeah, and I'm starting to think Timber's a better right back than a left back. Are you getting those vibes too?
I do. And this is like Tomiyasu back in the day when he would play right back and then go to left back when like Salah is playing. Like, that left-footed player that's going to cut in, like an elite player. I could see him doing the job, but on the right-hand side, I feel like he's just more comfortable there. I agree.
Yeah, it feels a little smoother. And dude, Calafiore at left back. I mean, I said this after a few games this season that when I was making the case for Leandro Trossard to have the start was that when you have a good defender, we don't need the hard work and the defensive rate of a left winger, bro. Like, when you have a Timber and a Calafiore behind you, he doesn't need you defensively. He needs you to be good at attacking, bro.
Ooh. Should we get into Trossard?
Yeah,
Should we get into Trossard?
Hey, that's your boy, dude. Take it away.
Ooh. I thought this was like, Martinelli, take some notes, man. Again, like, this dude's playing through the middle, dropping into center mid to pick up balls. He's playing on the right-hand side for like 5 minutes at a time, like actually giving it a shot. Like, very involved. I really think he helped us build up wherever he could, and he's looking to get the ball. Always calm if he gets it in our defensive third. Solid performance. Didn't get his opportunity that he typically gets. He didn't have like that one real solid chance, but that was a very good performance.
Yeah, and one thing about him that I really enjoy when he plays the left wing role, the difference, I think one of the things we've always struggled with is the wasted chances. He has the underlap pass in his pocket, dude. Do you know what I mean? It goes to him. He like slows it down. It was Marino making the underlap. It was Calafiore making the underlap. It was Zinchenko in the second half making the underlap. And that's a perfectly measured pass every time for that runner to stretch them. And then, here we go. Like, Martinelli does not play that pass, dude.
No. It's just different. It is very different. And to what you had just said about defensively, there was a few moments he did come back and he has he nicks the ball or applies pressure correctly, and that's great. But it's just not really needed. It's not as needed as you probably think. Like, Elonga's dangerous. He had the one moment, J20 took him out, got the yellow card when he's going to blow by. I think very, very early in the game, he got the better of Calafiori once. Like, outpaced him, but like, it's nice to have an extra player up front, right? Like, to be able to actually release and get things done. I just hope like notes are being taken. Like, hey, let's try some of these let's make some different runs. Martinelli's game's very stagnant right now. Did you say that's fair?
Yeah, because, I mean, my point about Trossard is I don't want to see my winger try to beat the guy down the baseline every time, dude.
That's what I'm saying. His game's become stagnant. That's what he does. Like, he measures out the dude one-on-one. He's either putting in the cross or he's trying to beat him to the end line. Trossard just has a few different tricks in his bag.
He does, dude. And I absolutely hear you. It's like the way he reads the game, it's just different, right? The positions that he was taking up, a couple of times on the right wing, that's when he had that really nice shot that Saka like passed it back to him. It was like, yeah. What's this dude doing out here, bro? He's reading the game.
Reading the game. So hopefully Martinelli's on that. But the other dude on the front line to hit on, the new dude, Jesus. So you feel good about it, huh?
I thought the first half was better than the second half, his performance, but I did feel like in the first half he had a few good moments, a few things about him that are just encouraging, like when he receives the ball and he just does a little step over. It's like, all right, this is a Jesus I know. You could tell he hasn't played a competitive match. The yellow card that he got, that's like not having gameplay speed. You know what I mean? That's where that comes from. So hopefully if he can get in a good run, thankfully there's no shortage of games. So we gotta see a little bit more. But I think I'm very happy with the manager coming out of this game, to be honest with you, because the lineup changes we've been calling for, the halftime substitution, going for it, being proactive, saying, I'm not going to wait for us to get a red card. This is risky. I'm going to manage it. And then, finally giving Ethan a little bit more time. That was nice. Giving Sterling a little bit more time, understanding that, hey, man, Odegaard and Saka, yes, they're balling, but they don't need to go to 90. They don't need to go to 90. The squad is deep, dude.
Flowers where flowers are due, right? Flowers where flowers are due. It's been a tough couple weeks, but after this performance, there's a lot of flowers to be given to the manager as well. Like, that's a great shout. From the beginning of the game, from the starting lineup to the end of the game, there was the first sub made in the 67th minute. I mean, everybody, I'll give you a standing O for that. There we go. Zinchenko made an appearance. Like, Calafiori out. Coming back from injury, experienced player. Go finish the job.
Yes.
Go finish the job.
Yes, dude. Yes. It was all really good. I guess the one thing we haven't really talked about is Ethan and the goal that he scored. And his just performance, dude. I heard that he's now, the second youngest player to score for Arsenal in the Prem, tied with Cesc Fabregas. So 20 years later, exactly 20 years later, it looks like. So, dude, he had that one moment before the goal where he hit the step over and the shot, dude. I mean, I think the kid is ready, dude. Let him cook.
He really sent that dude. That was clean. Like, that was as clean as they come. He sent that dude. That was a video game-esque. Had that nice shot, the whip on it. The finish on the goal was actually tough, in my opinion. Like, he had to put some pace on it. The keeper was in a good position, I thought. He couldn't get down to it. Like, a lot of pace on it. It is cool every time he gets the ball. It's like he's trying to make something happen. Like, yeah, he has some secure passes in him, but like when he really can get the ball and turn, it's like he's trying to make something happen. And if it's dribbling first, if that's that's what I'm going to do. And I'll go right at you, make you commit. And he's, putting balls around people. Played that ball out to Sterling, now looking for it back. Like, I think he's going to be a player. I expect him to be getting some more minutes.
Now, be honest with me, dude. Do you feel this way? Because I kind of feel like he's not 17, bro. Like I see the goatee. I hear the deep voice. It reminds me of like when we had signed Saliba and he was 19. You know, I was like, yo, that's a grown man. This is how I feel about him too, bro. I'm like, this boy is not 17. Quit playing with me.
Absolutely. Like someone like Odegaard, when you saw him when he's young and he looks like a 16, 17-year-old. But that's sometimes at that level. I mean, you're built different, right? You're just built different. He's built different.
Yeah, super exciting for him, dude. And exciting for us as fans. This is just the beginning, dude. I saw he's now featured in 6 games in the Premier League for Arsenal Football Club. And he's now scored his first goal. Phil Foden, Player of the Year Phil Foden, has featured in 9 games for Manchester City. Has yet to score a single goal. So there's levels to this shit, you know?
So take that and make your assumptions. Take that. That's statistics for you, baby.
Dude, yeah. Call me Oracle K. All right, man. Let's see. Who was your man of the match to kind of wrap up the game?
Oh, my man of the match. I'm gonna go with Saka. I think he was that good. I have a close second. Go ahead. Who is yours?
No, yeah, Saka, dude. I mean, that left back Marino was upset. He was upset like after 30 minutes of the game. I'm getting cooked today.
He's so good, man. It's crazy how consistent he is. Consistent. They probably made a mistake. He had a lot of room to roam over there. You know, the very fast double teams he usually gets. Didn't seem like they were as quick to get on those double teams, and he just ate them up. Once he can get like 2 yards inside, it's like, oof.
Yeah, but I also felt like that was a testament to the way we were playing. That felt like it was something from the manager too. This was the first time I felt like we are having a lot of quick transitions today. And
if I could pick a second, the vice man of the match is Odegaard. Like I thought he's back. He's back. Didn't miss a beat. I mean, the press is crazy, but he's just so calm. The way he's able to set us up. There's a lot of those moments where he gets the ball and that quick. It's like however you can pivot the ball. It's just so fast, and he can spin out, play us forward. I mean, we look good, man. I don't know. It's like we just look really good.
Yeah, dude, we look pretty good. I mean, we won that game 3-0 without Martinelli playing, without Declan Rice playing, without King Kai playing. The squad is deep, dude. If we don't have another unfortunate series happen, the squad is deep, and we're capable of a lot, which is exciting. You want to go around the league? Did you catch any other action this weekend?
I caught the Man U game today.
Oh, really? I missed that. How was it?
It was all right. I caught the first half. It was all right. It was 1-1 after the first half, and I think that's how the full-time score went. Rashford scored in like the first 80 seconds. Couldn't hold on, man. You couldn't hold on. It was the first match for was it Amarim, the new coach? It was his first game.
Yeah, it's interesting. I checked out the lineup. I saw Rashford playing up top ahead of Højlund, ahead of Xerxes. There's already 2 strikers that they've signed. So I wonder what the message is in that. I still don't expect them to finish anywhere sort of above 6th place. And I am, however, a little bit worried. This guy seems legit. At least with the way he carries himself and speaks to the media so far, he seems legit.
I believe he is legit too, just based on Sporting. Sporting's that's a class team. But that's really the only game I caught. I mean, there's some big headlines from the weekend, but did you catch any?
I also saw a little bit of the Southampton-Liverpool game this morning, Sunday morning. That one, man. You are totally right. You've been saying this for a while. That's a beatable team, dude. Southampton can go up on you 2-1. That's a beatable team.
I didn't watch it. All I really saw was the clip of the first penalty. I did catch that. The one that was right on the edge of the box. It's like they're deciding was it over the line or not. And then the second potential penalty where Kelleher takes out the striker and doesn't touch the ball, and it wasn't a penalty, which is maybe they're just making up for the first one. I'm not really sure. But the performance wasn't great.
Southampton are very bad, dude. I mean, I feel terrible for Ramsdale. I do feel like Southampton are just very bad. I know they're bad because they haven't been in the league for like 2-3 years, right? And I still hear the same names of players that I heard when they got relegated. So
Ooh.
I feel like if a team gets relegated and you're not under 21, it's time to go, dude. It's time to go.
Oof. You're hitting him with the hard facts. You're hitting him with your truths.
That's just how I feel. We got relegated. And you're an older, experienced player. You don't play for the badge. So if you're not, if you're older than 21, see ya. It's time to rebuild. That's the reality of it, dude. There have been a lot of headlines, though. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's go with Saturday. Unai and them boys, Villa, Palace, 2-2 draw. Interesting, but the big one, the primetime game, City Tottenham. I missed it. I haven't watched any highlights, but wow.
I missed it too, dude, and I'm shocked. I mean, we had our friend on, Ron. As you guys know, he's a big Man City fan, but he's also, I want to say, he's an honest and realistic person because he was very adamant that I think we're going to lose to Tottenham at home, dude. It's not a good vibe. And But I don't even think he was expecting it to be 4-0. That's embarrassing. I get so annoyed, to be honest with you, with all the stay humble memes that pop up after every Man City game. Okay, dude, we got it. I don't think we need to kill this guy every time. He got carried away with it, but we're also getting carried away with it. But it's interesting. 5 games in a row now, huh?
5 on the bounce. I think 3 of those in the Prem. Jurgen Klopp got to be sick. That man has to be sick. Jurgen Klopp watching this season unfold like this. Woof. I mean, who knows? I don't know what the issue with City is. I didn't watch the game. I'm assuming it's the old Rodri thing. I'm assuming De Bruyne is playing. He's got to be there. I know Ron was talking about Kyle Walker, and I actually saw quite a few posts about him, like calling him Kyle Wheelchair. Like, it sounds like he's having a real tough season. He's lost his legs, maybe, and his legs aren't being able to make for his mental mistakes. But that's tough. 4-0 to Tottenham. Oof. At home. That's rough.
At home.
Couldn't be us, dude. Couldn't be us, man.
And hey, the league is strong, okay? Even if Villa Crystal Palace, that's interesting. Villa have lost 4 of their last 6 matches. They've drawn the other 2. So what happened? What happened to all the Unai people? Honestly, dude, this is what I mean. When as fans, like Arsenal fans, like, get a grip, dude. Get a grip. Seriously, be a little. We're title contenders, bro. Start fucking acting like it, okay? That's important. Be positive. Back the manager. Believe in the team. Don't be click chasing, dude. Saying dumb things like Unai's better than Arteta. What are you talking about, bro?
That's taking banter over the line. I'm looking at the Crystal Palace lineup. I don't see Eddie Nketiah mentioned. Not on the bench, and he didn't start.
Oh, he wasn't in the squad at all. He might be hurt,
not in
man.
the squad.
I think he hurt his hamstring, actually. I think he hurt his hamstring.
He must be, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he must be. Because that I know he was starting for them, but then I think Mateta got his place back. But not even on the squad. Seems like that wouldn't be the right decision.
Yeah, but I hope he comes back. Obviously, we want to see the boys all succeed at what they do. It was tough, actually. Fulham got smashed by Wolves, dude. Wolves are making their relegation fight known, dude. They're climbing. They're climbing the ladder.
Hey, I said it before. I don't see them getting relegated. They had a really, really tough opening 5 or 6 games, and results didn't go their way. They were in some of those games, though. I think they'll be all right.
They should be, dude. All right. Well, on Monday, Newcastle play West Ham at 3:00 Eastern here. So that will close out the weekend before things pick back up again for Arsenal next Saturday in the league. Before we do a little preview of the midweek and next weekend, I want to give a quick shout out to the ladies of Arsenal and the Washington Spirit. The ladies finished out their little run to go on international break, and they beat Juventus 1-0 at home. So shout out to them. But the Washington Spirit fell short of lifting the trophy.
Yeah, I actually watched that. It was on CBS here. 1-0. 1-0 to the Orlando Pride. Marta plays for the Orlando Pride, which was, I did not know.
The Brazilian?
That's actually cool. Yeah, she's 38. She won the chip.
That's cool, dude. Good for her.
Yeah. She played pretty well. She didn't get the goal, but she played pretty well. But yeah, 1-0.
Yeah, that's tough. You know how I feel about losing without scoring a single goal. So for it to be in a final, that almost hurts a little bit more.
1-0, and they had 23 shots, but no real good opportunities. But when you look at the stats, like 23 shots, like, oof, not good.
Yeah. All right, well, maybe the Spirit will be back at it next season. I hope they enjoy their off season, and I hope all the ladies come back. The ladies of Arsenal come back healthy for their upcoming run, and hopefully it continues into year end. They are still unbeaten under their interim manager. So
Let's go.
That is very cool. Arsenal play on Tuesday, so right back into action, dude, against Sporting. It's a big game. It's a big Champions League game, dude.
I believe so. I'm as we're talking here, let me look up Sporting's position in their table. But it seems like they've been having a good season. I've heard chatter about them. And I don't think it's just the chatter about the coach. I think Yorkes has been balling, right? The striker, the Swedish dude. I think he's been playing really well. I feel like our back end, these last 4 games of Champions League are supposed to be our easier run. So this might be one of our tougher games left, which would be nice to get it out of the way. Yeah, this is actually, it's a big game at Sporting, correct? Yes, so it's at Sporting, Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun, dude. I'm super excited to see the Swedish striker play against our defense. I mean, the reason I felt like good on Mikel for rotating is that I think Sporting smashed Man City like 4-1 or something like that. So they are a good team. They are to be taken seriously. So I hope we show out.
I just looked them up on the table. 11 games played, 11 wins, 34 goal differential. They are on fire. Porto's second with 9 wins, 2 losses. 11 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses for them, dude. So yeah, it'll be a test.
It will be. And hey, Nottingham Forest were one of the most informed teams in the Premier League. So sometimes form can only get you so far. They're on a interim manager, new leadership. Those 11 games they won, they were under a different manager. So let's see. But it will be tough. In Portugal, they are sitting second in the table, dude. And we're sitting 3 points behind them. So, wow, that's a very small gap there. But with a win, we should be getting into that top 8. But I think I'll be okay with a draw.
I would not mind a draw. In Portugal, would not mind a draw at all. Like I said, I think the run is supposed to be easier, more in our favor for the last 4. So this is the toughest one left. I will take the draw on a Tuesday night. But going into a Saturday, we got West Ham, kind of our boogeyman last season, right? We lost some points to West Ham that we should not have. It is at West Ham. I'm gonna pull a 2-1 win out on Saturday.
Oh, against West Ham?
Prediction. That's my prediction for Saturday. 2-1.
West Ham are having a tough season, dude. And I don't think they'll have Kudos because I think he's still serving his ban for slapping up Tottenham players. Shout out to Kudos, by the way. But Bowen can show out sometimes. But based on what I saw, and I have a feeling there's going to be a rotation midweek, and there should be another rotation going into West Ham. I wouldn't be surprised if we pull out a 4-0, dude. We kind of like that stadium. It's big. Like, the pitch is wide. I think that's why we kind of school them usually at their place.
I feel like their fans are going to be up for it just based on last season. That's the only reason I feel that way. They're going to be up for it. Just like a few years ago when this thing with Newcastle started. Like, all of a sudden, Newcastle became kind of a boogeyman for us. Like, a team that really just plays us well, matches up well. just kind of happened all of a sudden, and now their fans are really into it, and it's become a thing. This West Ham thing, this could become a thing if they get another result on us. Last year just was not good. So I could see it being a 2-1. I agree. There's going to be major rotations from all 3 games, from what we just played Tuesday to Saturday. I think that there's going to be an influx of players. Yeah, Jesus starting. King Kai, I'm assuming he's healthy. He's obviously going to be playing some minutes. Rice will be playing some minutes. So yeah, it's kind of do you want to go through a prediction for a lineup?
Maybe for Sporting, for West Ham, maybe it's a little tougher, but maybe they kind of connect to each other, because I do feel like King Kai should play up top against Sporting. I do feel like Martinelli should play out on the wing. But at the weekend against West Ham, I want Trossard back on the wing. I was pleased with the performance. I want to see him keep playing in the Premier League. And the rest of it, I mean, the midfield, I'd like to see TP5 and Declan Rice against Sporting. I think if J20 runs out at the weekend, I'm okay with it. Marino off the bench, I think for both games, for me at least. I just feel like he makes a bigger impact on coming off the bench right now, at least. Backline, I do expect Zinchenko to get time in these upcoming games. I said that for leading into the Nottingham Forest game. I think he could start to play this closer role for us a little bit during this period.
I like it. I'm not going to go through a prediction because I don't care. Whoever we put out there is going to do the job. I'm going to say that with my chest. Whoever Mikel puts on the field is going to do the job. But looking at the run we have coming up, I'm looking into December. So we got Tuesday, the 26th, Sporting, West Ham on the 30th. Then we have a midweek game on Wednesday against United. And that's a home game. At the weekend, Fulham. That's a tough 4-game run. Yeah, like in the league, I'm surprised. I think the end of the month is going to be a little bit different. But that's kind of an inch. Man U, obviously, that's a tough matchup. At Fulham, Fulham's playing well, and they have the Arsenal boys, so they'll be up for it. Is the train starting? I think it is. It's kind of, if we can get through these next few, man, this is I think a pivotal moment and what could be impactful for the end of the season.
Definitely, dude. And I agree with you. That is an interesting 4-game run coming up. The mood can swing in a lot of different directions, but we'll still be positive here on this pod. And we thank you for listening. Thank you for spending time with us. Make sure you're subscribed so you get the episodes, and we will see you on the other side.
Be easy.